As if our minds are deranged. Please don't ask us why. Beneath the sheltering sky, we have this strange obsession. You have the means in your possession. Tea in the Sahara with you. Tea in the Sahara with you. Man agreed he would satisfy their need, so they danced for his pleasure with a joy you could not measure. They'd wait for him here, the same place every year, beneath the sheltering sky. Across the desert he would fly. Tea in the Sahara with you. 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 Turned to black. Would he ever come back? They would climb a high dune, they would pray to the moon, but he'd never return. So the sisters would burn as their eyes searched the land, with their cups still full of sand. Tea in the Sahara with you. Tea in the Sahara with you. Tea in the Sahara with you. Tea in the Sahara with you.
You're tuned to the Campus Broadcasting Network on 88.3 WCBN FM Ann Arbor.
changing style. Just in time, words that rhyme will bless your soul. Now I'll fill your hands with kisses and a Tootsie Roll. For reality, it's not for me, and it makes me laugh. Oh, fantasy world and Disney girls, I'm coming back. Patty Page and summer days on old Cape Cod. Happy times making wine in my garage. Country shade and lemonade, guess I'm slowing down. It's a turn back world with a local girl in a smaller town. Open cars and clear stars, that's what I like. Oh, but fantasy world and Disney girls, I'm coming back. Hi Rick and Dave, hi Pop, good morning Mom. Love, get up, guess what? I'm in love with the girl I found. She's really swell, but she likes church bingo chances and old time dances. All my life I spent the nights with dreams of you and the warmth I miss, and for the things I wish they're all coming true. I've got my love to give and a place to live. Guess I'm gonna stay. It'd be a peaceful life with a forever wife and a kid someday. Well, it's early nights and pillow fights in your soft light. Oh, fantasy world and Disney girls, I'm coming back.
How is it going, everybody? You are listening to WCBN FM Ann Arbor 88.3, all that stuff. My name is Russ, and this is one of the very last editions of Songs and Stuff of this schedule. Maybe I'll be back at noon on Wednesday, maybe I won't. And now you may have noticed this is it's a pretty classy set so far, classier than the usual set, and that's because I'm joined by a much classier guy. My friend Brandon is in the studio. Brandon, how's it going?
It's going well. Thank you for having me, Ross.
Yeah.
Play some stuff.
Yeah, so... Wait, I turned my mic up way too much. I meant to turn up Brandon. It's the usual guest kind of procedure. Brandon picked most of these songs, a lot of these songs. I picked some songs based off of those. And that was that first song by The Police, Tea in the Sahara. Brandon, why? What made you pick that one?
It's just the perfect liminal space fill-in song. I listened to it a ton on break while I was super lazy, staying at home, staring at the ceiling, in rooms with high ceilings. It fills the space nicely. It's like very hypnotic, the repetition of the chorus especially. So it's just a perfect song.
Yeah, it's a very good way to start off the set, and I followed that up with the song Golden Gate by Curls. That's, I believe, one of Christopher Owen's other bands. He was one of the frontmen of the band Girls. And I felt like that song was similarly hypnotic and kind of fit in. And then we did a bit of a shift from the slower pace hypnotic stuff to the Beach Boys, Disney Girls, 1957, supposedly. I don't know. That's a part of the title and all the different versions. Brandon, what made you choose that one there?
It's definitely an underrated Beach Boys track, especially if you're a fan of Pet Sounds and Brian Wilson. You'll appreciate the kind of intricacies of the harmonies and the way it shifts towards like the 2/3 mark. It becomes like a whole different thing. It's just super warm and nostalgic, so that's why I like it.
Yeah, that was a Beach Boys one I actually hadn't heard and enjoyed it. I was listening to it a couple times before the set and enjoyed it during the set. After that, I followed that up with Debbie Taylor, Never Gonna Let Him Know. You know, I talked a few shows back. I used to play a lot more older stuff, vinyl kind of finds, and kind of stopped doing it. I wanted to go back to that. So that was a song. I think I found it. It was, I believe it's sampled somewhere on the album Pinata by Freddie Gibbs and Madlib. But it's a good song in its own right and kind of fit the theme. So we're gonna keep going with this kind of music. We're gonna shift it around a bit. A lot of instrumentals on the set. Next up is You Belong to Me by Sano and Johnny. I like Sano and Johnny. That was another one of Brandon's picks. We'll go a bit more into that after we play it and a few other songs. So stay tuned. We're gonna play some Sano and Johnny for you. Welcome back, everyone, to a very special edition of Songs and Stuff. Then again, when is it ever not special? I feel like I always say that. But it is special because we're joined by my friend Brandon.
Yo.
Yeah, and right now, the song that's playing is Moon Over Miami by Percy Faith. This was one of your picks, Brandon.
Yeah, I've got really old taste. I don't know. I like it, but Spotify kind of exposed me for being 80 years old. That was my like Spotify Wrapped age for last year, and so I like the 50s, 60s instrumental, early easy listening stuff. It's just really chill when the world can sometimes feel kind of stressful.
Because this is a little known fact about me, guys. I don't have Spotify. I, in fact, have Amazon Music. And I'm treated as an outcast to society. I don't get Wrapped or any of that stuff. So I don't know my age, but...
I mean, I can't really talk. I've never used that, but, I mean, Spotify is kind of evil, too. So, I mean, who wins? But,
yeah.
You know, they put me on new stuff.
Yeah, the algorithm's a lot better than Amazon. They don't recommend me anything good. Before this song, we heard another one of Brandon's picks, Fog as a Bullet by the Marias.
Maria, the lead singer, has probably I would say the most hypnotic voice I've heard. It's perfect. They actually just had their own solo project called Not for Radio, and it was terrific too. So go listen to that album. Yeah, they just remind me of LA and the weather that we desperately need in Michigan right now. I mean, the sun, everything. It just their music's super lush and dreamy and just perfect for winter here.
It was so dreamy I didn't even realize it was in Spanish till like halfway through, which seems to be a key component. Before that song, one of my picks, Enchanted Mirror by Luis Bonfa from the album Introspection. I may have played that one before, but it's good. He wrote music with Elvis, I believe. Very good bossa nova instrumental guitarist. And before that,
shout out Brazil. Shout out Rodrigo.
Yeah, Brandon's friend Rodrigo is Brazilian. Before that, Sano and Johnny, You Belong to Me. One of Brandon's picks.
Yeah, over the break when I was lazy, not doing anything, I got really into steel guitar, and Sano and Johnny's just perfect. I, of course, first heard Sleepwalk, and all their music just sounds like when you're the only one up at 2 a.m.
Yeah. I was a fan of that one. I like Sano and Johnny. We're gonna shift the vibe a bit to some weirder stuff, question mark? I don't know, however you would describe it. Got some more new wave coming up, some two-tone, some experimental jazz kind of stuff.
The Norwegian track, too?
Yeah. I may have cut the Norwegian track. I'm sorry.
No Norwegian track?
But next up, I'm going to do some Pinback. This is one of my picks. This song is Tripoli off the debut self-titled 1999.
I'm falling behind. The lights obscure. Alone. Up to the second floor. Can't keep up squeeze them tight like a fist. And the walls shall have eyes, and the doors shall have ears. But we'll dance in the dark, and they'll play with their lives like a smooth air leading us on and on and on.
Only a few minutes left on WCBN FM Ann Arbor, Songs and Stuff. Me, Ross, my special guest, Brandon. And, you know, I don't know what happened when I was putting together the set because the spacing is off. We just played like 6 songs, only 3 in the one before. And I don't have a lot of time to explain these songs. But we started this segment off with Nation of Language, the song A New Goodbye, and you know, I made a mistake. That hasn't happened in a while. I said we were going to hear Pinback. That was in fact after. I forgot to include that in the little software we use here at WCBN. So, started off Nation of a Language, A New Goodbye, then Pinback, Tripoli. The Nation of Language song was Brandon's pick. Brandon, what do you have to say about that one?
They're a great synth pop group out from Brooklyn. I saw them at the Majestic Theater in Detroit last fall. Go listen to Week in Your Light if you enjoyed A New Goodbye.
Yeah, I had never heard them, and I enjoyed it. After that, kind of classic Pinback, Tripoli was the name of that song off there. Self-titled. I've been a fan of their kind of rhythmic, layered stuff. I don't even know what genre you would consider it, but like it. After that, another one of Brandon's picks, Slow Burn, David Bowie.
Yeah, it's a later Bowie track. Shout out my dad for putting me on. Had not heard this, even though I'm a pretty big Bowie guy. I actually saw Labyrinth last weekend. Go listen to As the World Falls Down sometime. It's really, really good if you like Bowie.
I have to say I was a bit disappointed you didn't pick The Laughing Gnome.
Yeah, go listen to The Laughing Gnome also. Shout out Hive Mind from Detroit for putting me on that. That's a great, great, great song from David Bowie, an early cut.
Yeah, one of my favorites. After that, another one I really enjoyed, The Specials, Ghost Town, another one of Brandon's picks.
Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of two-tone English music. Shout out The Beat, I love The Beat. Shout out The Specials. Go listen to it if you haven't heard them. They're great.
Guys, I recently had a I don't know if transcendent is the right word for the experience, but I finally understand ska music. I saw a show at the Blind Pig last Friday, a bunch of bands there. One of them was a ska band. I always never didn't mind ska, but I never seeked it out. And this band came on stage. They play their first song, and it's like, oh my god, why would you not put horns with rock music? It all made sense to me.
Yeah, we're actually forming a ska band soon. Some of us. So
yeah.
If you want to talk more about that, Ross.
Yeah, be on the lookout. It'll maybe we'll play it on the show. But after that special song, we played a song by Tim Coe. That song was called Bye Bye Betty. That was one of my picks. Tim Coe's actually he was the bassist for Ariel Pink and Panda Bear. And then after that, Nahles and Afro, Continuum 6. We have very little time left, so we're going to play one last song. This is Boat Race by Tex Crick, a nice little short instrumental.